Can foreign investors open a bank account and access the financial system of the Sultanate of Oman? With my colleagues from Oman, Sotheby's International Realty, I visited one of the oldest banks in the country, the National Bank of Oman, to learn about the opportunities for foreign investors. I especially thank Ali Mustafa Al Lawati, the Assistant General Manager and Head of Private Banking, for answering our questions.
NBO is one of the oldest local banks in the country and one of the most trusted partners for the investors as well. We have different products for different segments of people. So we have the privilege banking, priority banking, and then the last is the private banking. The private banking, usually we cater to the investors who want to invest $1 million and above with us or through us. We also provide them customized, tailored financing as well. For non-residents, also we can accommodate in private banking or private banking depending on the level of wealth they are into that category. Usually it's easier when you are a resident to open an account because, some checks have been done and you got some property here. But if you are a non-resident here, then probably you require a bank statement from your country where you are in. Unless the country is sanctioned, that's a different story. We have the rules and regulations to govern those accounts. But otherwise, if non-sanctioned countries, and we do our checks on the person, and we require a 6-month statement, a bank statement, a CV of the customer, maybe, his background a little bit on what he has done, where he's coming from, and the source of funds, where the money will be transferred from. And that will show in the bank statement as well. So it's not that complicated, and it doesn't take 2-3 months. You don't need to have a long appointment waiting list as we want to open. Sometimes in European banks, we have to wait for a couple of months to get an appointment. You just call us, and as it's private, we do it in a faster and more professional way than, going to the normal branch and standing in the queue. And
if someone wants to buy first a real estate here in Oman, paying, 200,000, maybe 500,000 Rial, can they still become the clients of NBO?
Yes, of course. If he buys it, then he will get the residency and the investor visa and the long-term visa and the golden visa. So that, of course, it's much easier to onboard him, less paperwork. So if he's going to transfer the money and then buy and then get the residency, also that's possible, but it will be opened as a non-resident and then we will convert it to resident. And, once it's resident, you can get the credit card, the other facilities as well. But for a person also who's non-resident, he wants to take some facility from here, because usually people do that. They will pay 50%, say 50% of the bank finance. So if we have the details of his income and the source of funds and, his ability to pay actually, okay, because the bank's most important thing is that the customer should be able to pay the funds. And he has the source of, some people have a lot of assets, but there's no income generated from the assets. They are dead assets like lands and all this stuff. So we want to see also the person is able to pay his installments on a monthly basis due for the facility without affecting his lifestyle. So, that's why I'm saying in private banking, usually these things will not happen because they are already high net worth customers and they have millions or billions. But for the priority banking, we accommodate also in NBO for such customers, but case-to-case basis, because, we have to ensure that he will be able to pay his dues when they are due.
So basically you provide mortgage for foreign clients as well?
Yes.
What is the minimum?
Case-to-case basis. Yes.
What is the down payment?
Again, it depends. It can be 40-60, the first property, or 50-50, depending on the profile of the customer.
Okay.
Yeah. But usually it's 40-60 is more comfortable. In some cases, exceptionally for GCC customers, maybe we'll go to 30-70.
Okay.
So 30 he will pay, 70 he will. But again, it all depends on his ability his net worth and his ability to service the installment.
What is interest rate for mortgage for non-Omani investors like no residents?
Well, interest rates, you know, they have gone across the world because the Fed rates have gone up. They were 3 years back. They were at, you used to get a mortgage in UK and other places at 1.5, 1.75. Now it's 7% and 7.25%, and so the same case is here. And so it's around 6.75 to 7. Usually it's around 7.
Do you expect it will drop next year?
As per the reports, it should go down. It's not a usual case where you see in 2 years it goes from 0.25 to 5.3. So they're expecting the prices, the rates will, it was expected to go this year as well in the first quarter, then the second quarter, then the third quarter, then say maybe last quarter, but most probably next year. There are so many factors affecting the decision also of cutting the rates. So as per them, they're expecting end of this year or next year, maybe they will start the cut. But of course, it will not be like from 5.3 to 0.25. It will be gradually as it was. How fast and how, depending all on the market conditions.
How long it takes on average to open a bank account here in Oman?
With us in Oman, I don't know. I can't tell you the whole country, but with us, it shouldn't take more than 10 working days.
10 working days.
Yeah, not more than that. That's the maximum. You know, the worst scenario will be 10 working days. But usually, if the documents are submitted all, from there, 3 to 4 working days usually it takes. But I'm just giving you just in case something comes up or we need to do extra checks or something like that. That's the only thing.
Do you have access to your online banking as well?
Oh, yes. We have online banking and we have mobile banking as well. You can transfer funds in and out with certain limits, of course. It's not open limits because for safety reasons also, because of all these things going on with the internet and the cyber things. So usually we are... our platform, both of them offer different limits. The mobile is a bit less. The online banking, which is because it has a second factor authentication, a token which is given to you to get an SMS or get a password. So the transfer is higher there than the mobile banking.
What languages are supported?
The main language is English and Arabic for all the customers. But we have different languages for the other customers, which are blue collars. I mean, the workers, and we have 9 languages there. But for the main application, we have two main languages, Arabic and English.
So I can provide all the documents translated to English and it will be accepted?
Yes. I mean, the banking system here, I mean, the IT system is all in English. So all the printouts, everything, you can have it in Arabic or English, not a third language, unfortunately. Yeah.
Which languages do you speak by NBO? Do you have managers who speak, for example, German or French or Russian?
French, yes. German, no. But English, French, Arabic, of course, Urdu, Indian. These are the main languages where our customer usually speaks. But usually when a person comes to the country, usually he speaks English. Currently, we have these languages mainly. But if needed, we can always, ask help of a translator to translate during the meetings. There's no issue with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I open the multi-currency account?
If you are allowed and you're not sanctioned in that currency, you can open. USD, pound, euro, Indian rupees.
Swiss francs?
Swiss francs, yes, you can open.
Is it easy to do international transactions here in Oman?
Yes.
Through SWIFT, SEPA, in different currencies?
Yes. There's no restriction. But again, if sometimes, even when you transfer money to an account in Singapore, a USD account in Singapore, the correspondent might hold the money asking, who is this person who is transferring the money? What's the purpose of? So these are international practices which are done. So let's say even the money when it comes in, the reason why you ask for documents, so when the money comes in and somebody asks why, for what, where, we have all the thing ready. But when you're not ready, then the money is stuck there in between the banking system for a month or maybe or something like that. So we don't want to also delay the customers. We want to ensure that everything is done properly and the customers are onboarded properly. So any transaction coming in the future are, dealt in a very easy way.
If it's countries like Ukraine or Russia, can people transfer the money in their currencies and then it will be exchanged in Oman Reals or Euro dollars here?
Not all the currencies are yet accepted I mean, we have the exchange for them because we need to have a correspondence bank also there to transfer. The currencies which are more common, which are used since centuries, they are much easier. But not all the currencies can be transferred here easily.
What is the fees of your bank to have an account here in Oman by NBO?
Nothing to mention.
Okay.
I mean, like private banking, they hardly pay anything. But for priority, if you don't maintain the balance, which is around $100,000, then you are charged $20 per month, $25. I mean, it's nothing. For private banking, that's why private banking, we don't onboard immediately. We first, it's on invitation basis. So we need to know the person before we onboard him to private banking. Because once he's in, we don't like to then downgrade him or, we have to make sure that he's the right fit for the private banking and he will benefit from our services as well.
Can you start with priority banking and then go to private banking?
Yes. So that's the normal approach. We onboard him as a priority and then we see if his account contact, his balances and this one. And because here people get the benefit of the private banking if they want to invest. So private banking is who? Is a person who has extra wealth than he needs. Well, or maybe his day-to-day expenses, he has more money, more income that he wants to diversify his income from local market to international market. He wants to buy a property in UK, he wants to buy a property in Paris, he wants to buy a hotel, he wants to buy a building. We can provide all these services in the private banking. For a normal customer who has $100,000, he doesn't have much of options, requirements like the private banking when he wants to buy a villa or he wants to buy a chateau or he wants to buy a palace or something, across. It doesn't mean that we don't have products also for the private banking. We have investment plans on monthly basis. When your salary comes, you can transfer some money to some funds and grow your portfolio. So when you retire, you have a nice $500,000, $1 million of saving in your account from your monthly salary. But for private banking, it's a different ballgame by itself.
If I come to live here in Oman, I get my residency, I buy real estate. Do you exchange information with the country where I come from?
Unless the country has a rule that it has to be shared like US for the taxation purpose, but we don't inform the country that you have come open account. But for taxation purpose, like the FATCA in US, they want. They want, and even I think the Swiss banks are giving the information now to
everyone is giving information to Americans.
So that's yes. If otherwise we don't share now. Not everybody open account. We will send the information to the country that this guy has opened account.
Okay. I lived for 5 years in Monaco, and in Monaco it's common. They call it cash out. There are famous business people from all over the world. And they come, for example, to Monaco, they become residents, they live several years, and then they sell their companies or they distribute the dividends from their companies just because now they're tax-free and they don't pay any individual tax. And it's very common. For example, if it happens here in Oman, you have a business person who moved to Oman, bought a property, and then finally, when they're residents in Oman, they finally can receive their dividends or big, let's say, payouts from their companies, official companies, just because now they're tax-free.
The two main things is the purpose of the account and the source of fund. If they're genuine, okay, then there shouldn't be so many questions to be asked later on. So if his company, he wants to sell it because of the tax and all this stuff, then there's no issue with that one. He will have proof that he sold the company. He had a share of 20%. That 20% was valued at 2 million, and this money is from there. Then
it's even for the people in the UK.
Yes.
Because if they have a profit and they want to pay dividends, they will think twice.
Yeah.
Because their personal taxation is up to 55%
exactly.
in the UK. But once they move to Oman, they're happy to distribute the dividends because they're tax-free.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it can be, I think, if the regulation allows the transferring of funds has no issue. The regulation has to allow it.
Yeah.
Then for the banking sector, I'm saying if the money is coming from a genuine source and because of some certain purpose and sale of an asset or a company, there's no issue with that one.
We have many clients who are coming from Eastern Europe, including Ukraine, sometimes it's Russia. They can, of course, provide all the documents proving the source of their income or capital, but do you accept also the documents from these countries?
As I said, for the sanctioned countries, we have a bit more lengthier due diligence.
Of course, not from sanctioned people. But
Yes. But, even the funds are in which currency and, there are different sanctions from different. There's a European sanction, there's a US sanction, there is a UK sanction. So might be from here, there, or all of them. So we have to go through all these systems and checks and ensure the compliance of all the regulations which are there set for the banking sector.
Did you ever have a situation that the person opened the account was active, and then at some point something happened, I don't know, restrictions, sanctions, or whatever, that you blocked his account and blocked his money on the account, if ever happened?
It didn't happen here with me, but I was a customer of a friend and somebody known from one of the sanctioned countries. He came to me, he said, we transferred $, but now, the sanction came in our account. And we had to convert it from $to Omani riyal. We cannot keep it in dollar anymore. So that was one of the things which happened, which was. But if the sanction comes, then yes, of course. Sometimes even for locals, something comes from the court, we have to stop the account. I don't recall we closing any accounts unnecessarily, unless there was either sanction or something came on that entity or the person itself. Otherwise, why should we close an account? If the source of funds and this is very clear and everything is fine, then we don't see a reason.
If somebody wants to buy real estate and he sign a contract, actually what documents he needs to provide to you in order to open an account if he still don't have a residence?
The main thing is, again, if he wants to open an account just to transfer the money and pay this one, or you want a loan, but for opening account, they require passport. Mm-hmm. He has to be here present, of course. We have to see him physically, he has to sign the documents, and there are special documents he has to sign for non-resident. He has to declare things, and then we give him a set of documents which are required: his passport copy, his driving license if he has there. Then he has to send us the bank statement, maybe a reference letter from the bank as well, for saying that this person, he has been dealing with us since 20 years and from the original bank. And then we do our own checks here inside.
You will check me, you will check the customer if this person is not under sanction or whatever and has a clear source of funds.
Yes.
You ask source of funds for last how many years? Like 3 years or 5 years?
Usually we ask for 6 months bank statement.
Just 6 months.
Yeah.
So, for example, person is buying property which cost, 500,000 Omani riyal. Yes. And then he wants to transfer another 1 million euros. Is it allowed? Or you have, let's say, some common sense that you open the account to buy this property, then you can transfer certain amount of money which is allowed you to live here to have your expenses. Is there any restrictions like common sense, or if I have an account and if my source of funds are clean and properly done, can I transfer more and more? Let's say 1 million, another million.
As I said, if there is a purpose, then the purpose justifies it. There's no issue with that one. But if for example, I buy a property of 500,000 and I transfer 100 million euros or dollars, then, a question will come. Why do you need 100 million? Do you want to invest, buy something, other thing? You want to invest in a property? I want to invest through you. Then, show me the money is come from a reliable source. And this one, then...
No, reliable source,
shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
You have to, should your clients prove that they spend money here as well?
No.
Let's say, if somebody bought a property, transfer the money, double, triple amount more than the property, and then he like he's not living, for example, in Oman, and he spent his money elsewhere. It won't be a problem for a client?
It shouldn't be if, as I said, the source of fund was clear. But again, the things are rapidly changing. The simplest example I gave with the Fed rates, they used to increase 0.25, reduce 0.25 every 6 months, every 1 year, every 2 years, something like that. Suddenly in 2 years, they increased it from 0.25 to 5.3. So transferring money in the account and for a reason, yes, but the customer is not staying here. I mean, he keeps the money here because the interest rate was good, which is paid on the deposit, or he wants to invest in some bonds and, local bonds. He wants to invest in the local markets, share market. I don't think there's an issue with that one.
Is it interesting to open the safe account here? Do you have any interest rate for deposit?
Yes.
What is the rate?
It keeps on changing, as I said, like the Fed rates. It's very much linked to the, kind of thing. But if you open, for example, Real Omani account, we can give you in a year 4.25, 4.5%.
The hot topic today, cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
Do you accept cryptocurrencies? Or do you
not yet. Still, our central bank has not given the green light to accept the cryptocurrencies yet in Oman.
For example, we have clients who run, let's say, modern tech companies in Dubai. And their source of income, part of the source of income, is linked to cryptocurrencies. And it doesn't mean that they want to transfer cryptocurrencies, but the source of income is cryptocurrencies. That they receive some money from, cryptocurrency exchange or some platforms. Would it be accepted as a source of income?
It will help in the net worth statement because it will show that he has that much of net worth in the cryptocurrency. But for loan and the repayment, I don't think it will be meaningful that much because in any case, people who have cryptocurrency usually have other assets as well, which have more solid income and more physical presence than cryptocurrency. And I don't think the loans which we'll be asking for real estate is more than $500,000 or 1 million riyals, which is $2.5 million. And usually these are covered. These are loans given up to the age of 60 years of the person. So usually they don't go that long. So unless he was asking for a big loan, maybe then, we should worry about the cryptocurrency. But usually for the smaller loans, usually they will have the other assets which should cover beside the crypto. Because crypto, you don't know. Today is 80,000. Bitcoin tomorrow is 60,000. It dropped last week, I think, in the last 2 days. And it went to 30,000 a few months back, and then back again to 70. So the fluctuation is so rapid that you cannot take it as a source of income. And there's no dividend also in it. There's no income out of it. You buy and sell it.
Many banks in Europe, they don't want to hear anything about cryptocurrencies. And here in GCC, it's a normal topic because in Dubai, cryptocurrencies are everywhere accepted.
Yes.
And then we have, for example, the issue that someone, for example, selling the apartment in another country, let's say in Dubai, or their business, and they receive not in Bitcoins, but for example, USDT, stable coins, and they receive the money in USDT. And they just want to open an account here in Oman and show they have money, maybe not for mortgage, but as a source of income, selling their property, and they got the money in USDT, in stable coins. Would it be accepted?
No. Because we, as I said, our regulators have not allowed until now to deal with cryptocurrency. That's one. Second thing, anybody who wants to open an account anywhere in the world, he should have a purpose for it. I want to buy property. There's a purpose for it. I want to establish a company and do a factory. I have a purpose for it. But very unlikely that someone will open because he wants to just open an account in the country for the sake of keeping some money there. In Oman, or so unless he has a purpose. So today, if I want to open an account in UK, either I want to study there, I want to buy property, or I have a property where I want to pay my taxes and maintenance charges and receive rentals from there. So if there's a purpose of the account, there's no issue to open the account. But if there's no purpose, then it becomes a bit more difficult to accept that account or the person to open the account.
Your clients of private banking, NBO, do they have access also to the trading platforms around the world? Can they buy also shares stocks in other countries?
Yes.
Do they have the access?
Yes, they have. In the private banking, we have an open platform. We are not tied up with one or two fund providers. I think we are, wherever we see there's a benefit for the customer or any ideas, opportunities to invest, we provide him the opportunities. It was in bond, it was in shares, it was in ETFs. It was, of course, we are not allowed to do it derivatives and futures and by the central bank, but other things are open to trade through us. There's no issue with that.
Can you do it through your online banking, or you need to do it through your private manager?
Private manager.
Private manager.
Yeah. Yet, but the plan is to do it to give access to the customers going forward. I mean, in the coming future. But still, people are more comfortable more comfortable on dealing with a person than going online. Except the new generation, of course. But my generation and they prefer to have a face-to-face interaction. So at least if something happens, he knows that you did it. You told me. Where were you? But yes, we have seen that demand is increasing in trading. A lot of people are trading on the platforms which are there on equities in U.S. markets and crypto as well. So we have seen that demand is coming. So we are planning to have a tie-up with one of the providers and then link our system to them. So it's easier and faster, debit your account immediately rather than transferring the money to US and buying the things from there.
If I have an account at NBO, but I would prefer to invest everything myself.
Yeah.
Obligation or maybe to ETFs. So can I do it, or
through an RM? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes,
okay.
You can do it. Yes.
Okay.
And this is actually we don't manage the portfolios here.
Okay.
Not in the private banking, but we have another department which is investment banking. They do manage. It has to be $5 million and above.
Okay. But I can do it also by myself.
With us, it will be with private banking. It's with you, or you come with some requirements, or we provide you with some options depending on your profile and your interest in investing and the risk you want to take in that investment. And then we provide you with some options. You decide.
Can I do it through primary banking as well?
Priority banking, yes.
Priority
yes,
banking.
You can do
yeah.
it. Yes.
Priority, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have more international investors coming now to Oman than before?
We have seen increasing number of investors just coming in Oman, and the projects which are coming also are very attractive for the investors as well. So, and Oman has been always seen as a safe haven. They call it the Switzerland of the Gulf. It's a peaceful country, and you can live peacefully with the family.
But Switzerland became famous
for the banking. Yes, of course, yes.
In your banking,
it's also safe environment. I mean, even Switzerland, it's quite safe. At 8 o'clock, you see a bit, hardly anybody moves. 10 o'clock, no flights going up and down, and it's not like here. But Oman is much more easier. But in sense of the rhythm of the life is quieter here. So families want to come, and a lot of GCC people have bought properties here. We see a lot of Russians coming in. We see a lot of other countries also. They are coming in to buy the properties in, sand ridges, and we have the AIDA project, which is by Dar Global as well. We have the sustainable city. So all these projects which are open for foreigners to buy, I see increasing interest now in these. And I was sitting with one of the developers and said the prices actually have increased, and the people are still buying from the day we launched until now, maybe 30-40% increase, but still we're seeing interest. People are buying and reselling them, or buying and keeping them for either to invest or to stay as a second home.
Do you work also with Invest Oman, with this government organization? If we establish a company here, and we want to open a bank account by NBO,
sure. We are working at a normal bank. We are, as I said, we are one of the oldest banks in the local banks in the country, and we have a good relationship with all the government entities and work very closely towards. And our aim is the benefit of the country. So, and we welcome the foreign investments and foreign funds as well. But as I said, we have to ensure that they are genuine and they are from reliable source.
Do you have offices in other countries as well?
We operate in Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
So I highly recommend you visit Oman and learn firsthand about opportunities for foreign investors. Please write in the comments if you have any plans. My colleagues from Oman, Sotheby's International Realty, and I will be happy to help you find a new home and open a bank account in Oman. And like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss anything exciting in the future. That's all for today, and see you again in Oman.